Hi there, beautiful souls. Welcome and thank you for watching. I'm Gabrielle, retired medium in Germany, and I like to share some of my otherworldly experiences and insights. So this one is about disturbing dream I had 10 years ago, and it was kind of a witness dream because I know the difference between really traveling astrally somewhere to another place, space, or location, or even another time, and you are able to act because you have all your subtle bodies with you, and lucid dream where you experience something in a dream and suddenly you are able to change the dream and act on your own free will, and something like more or less looking or watching and observing through some kind of window, something like in remote viewing or perception via the psychic senses in mediumship trainment, just observing something like through a window which is in another time or another space, place or location. So 10 years ago, I had this dream and it was disturbing for me. And I had to research what I was shown in the dream, and then I was really shocked. That's why I kind of avoided to make this theme a video, but I can't find rest during the last days because my guides kind of nudge me and ask me to do it nevertheless. So here we go. 10 years ago, I was sleeping in my bed, and I remember this so clear and well till today. I suddenly found myself in a location that I instantly knew, like clear knowing, was an underground room or cellar, something like that, beneath the White House in USA. So that alone is curious to me because I'm German, I'm not very political, so why should I dream about something in connection with the White House in USA? So I was already wondering, what am I doing there? And I was only looking into the scene. And the scene was as followed. It was a very big, round or oval room, dimly lit, and it had columns all around, and I instantly knew that in the shadows behind the columns and the wall there were people. And the center in the middle from the columns inside was a bit more enlightened. There was more light than in the column region and behind the columns where it was shadowy and dark, and I could only hear the people standing there breathing, and I felt their presence. And then suddenly the floor was like black polished marble, very, very smooth. And on the floor, I could see, like drawn with chalk or maybe even inserted into this floor of black polished stone, there were black magic signs like symbols and things like that in a circle. And then I suddenly saw that hands pushed a little child from out of the shadows and ordered that child to walk these black magic symbols on the floor. And the child was maybe around 5 or 6, I'm not very good in estimating, but it was a small child. and it was wearing something like a little white nightgown or something like that, just like a tunic, and barefoot. And they had just shoved this child to the middle from out of behind the columns, and it had to walk these lines. And I already got so upset watching and observing that I woke up at once, kind of outraged, thinking, how dare they abuse a small child for black magic rituals? Woo! And I had no good feeling about that dream. And I started researching. I already knew about black magic and at least in general what they are doing. And this is not a new theme to me, because my interest in history already led me to various things, like when the Romans fought with Carthage. In Carthage, they worshipped the god Baal or Moloch. And these kind of false gods, I think they are demons and not gods, they always wanted human sacrifice, best little children. So I was outraged that they abused, still in these days, children for things like that. And before researching, I did not even know what else they do to the small ones. So after researching, I was even more shocked. And I know that the deep state, or call it cabal, however it is called nowadays, there is a shadow government that rules from behind the scenes, and they are into black magic and satanic cults. And you know what? When I traveled in Brazil with my beloved deceased husband, every now and then on the highways you have these maut stations where you have to pay for the distance you already used the highway. And you get a little receipt, a little piece of paper noting how much you paid, how many kilometers, and things like that. And I turned this thing around and I saw there some kind of call for help or advertisement, like announcement for missing children or missing young women mostly. And as I traveled through Brazil for more than 10 years, and I drove a lot in the country to see different places, on all these receipts always were missing children. And I looked at my husband and I said, can't believe that they all run from home because they have bad parents or are unhappy or not content in their homes with their families and their parents. There must be something else, something more to that. And he just looked at me and said, surely there is. So I did not want to make this video because usually if you talk about dark things, you revive the thing, you feed it with energy, and it's lowering the vibration of you and all around you. So people that always claim and talk about negative things, they're not doing themselves a good favor, because they lower their vibration and they lower the vibration all around them. And I can feel that if I come in contact with people like that, I really try to get away, because it does not feel good. And even some spiritual, call themselves spiritual people, do that a lot. seemingly not noticing what they are doing, that they are lowering their own vibration, because they're kind of feeding the dark and focusing on that. So I have blue eyes, but I'm not blue-eyed any longer. I was very much naive when I was younger, but a lot of my life lessons taught me, well, there is always the opposite. You have light and dark. This is a universe created in duality, so you always have the opposite force. And as my guides told me, that our planet is invaded since long ago, and that these shadowy dark forces try to rule and dominate and conquer humanity and infiltrate every area. Ufology, New Age. That's why you find a lot of false messages creating a trend. Now everybody is interested in channeling or how to open your third eye. You know, that's kind of sensationalist to me, because if you are meant to open your third eye, it will happen in a natural process. And as far as I understand the chakra system, you have to view it as a holistic thing. You cannot just take one chakra and work on that. And by the way, how do you work on a chakra? They have themes, and you have to do your inner work to be okay with the theme. Let's take the example of the solar plexus chakra, which is depicted in yellow, like the color of the sun, and is about the willpower. And that's exactly where ego comes into play. Either you use this with your ego, or you overcome your ego and are able to say, thy will be done, and not my will be done. And that's exactly the point where Atlantis kind of fell or stumbled, and invading other alien races came in, like the reptilians and the greys, and tried to use that to their advantage, feeding the ego, and even creating a spiritual ego, which is much worse and more difficult to overcome than just a simple ego. So that's where they failed. And as the cycles are repeating, and we're now at the end of a great cycle, that's exactly where we are right now. And it's the next step for humans and humanity to go into the heart from the solar plexus chakra and open the heart and feel. And I learned to feel more into things via my mediumship trainment. Before that, I was only a heady person, and very intellectual, not even aware that I was intellectually haughty. So I needed to have my fall, and I had it. And I had a lot of experiences that taught me to be humble. And I miss the humbleness in a lot of people. And I don't even find any videos any longer on YouTube that I feel attracted to watch. I notice that they are changing their tone. They are creating fear and only promote low things like low vibration, fear and panic, or rage and anger. And I'd like to add another thing to this video. My COVID experience when this whole virus thing started in 2020, I had no idea. I didn't know anything. I was just sitting in my living room on my couch. And then I got a message on my cell phone, and I opened it. And before I even started reading and taking in what was told there in this message, I felt something. I felt like a tsunami wave of fear coming towards me. And then suddenly something happened. There was as if a really giant shape or figure or whatever inside of myself was standing up, and I heard this booming voice that I already heard several times inside of myself saying, "No." So that made me research the whole COVID thing. And after that, I was a bit wiser and knew what that was about. Another tool to control and dominate and keep people in fear. So that's what I had to share today. And nevertheless, the message is about a few dark things. I call in the light for all of you to not get in panic about what's going on around us. All these buzzing about the drones, I think that's the test flight of the deep state to test the false flag alien invasion with their drones and technology. And a lot of people are falling into that, while our sky family, the benevolent ETs and angelics, are also there and showing up more and more, as I was told already some time ago by my, let's say, sky family, the Pleiadian Taygetan fleet in orbit of Earth. And on one of these ships, there is kind of my alter ego, or I am the alter ego of that Pleiadian feline being on the Taygetan ship. And they are quite silent in the last time. I don't have so much contact at the moment. They are kind of silent, but the last thing I was told was that they are preparing to show up more to make everybody know that we are not alone and that they are there for us, ready to help, ready to show up. So this is what I want you to leave with as a little light at the end of this video. Our benevolent, angelic sky family is there, and they show up until even the last person can no longer deny ETs do not exist, we are alone in the universe and all that crap. So please, feel the connection. Know that they have our back, and they have countermeasures against all the deep state tools and things they try to keep us in low vibration and fear. So the contrary of fear in duality is joy. And I would like to inspire you to do something that makes you happy, like singing or dancing or playing an instrument. Everything creative connects you very easily with the source, the light inside of yourself, which is a fractal of the big light, the big spirit, the God source, the Mother, Father, God principle, the benevolent consciousness, love light that is ruling the whole universe via our Son and the Christ consciousness. So look for the light, find the light inside, be happy and joyous, and you can have your Christ Mass every minute, not on that certain day they insert it in the calendar. And I think everybody knows that Jesus, Yeshua, wasn't born on that day. That's just a created, made up thing. So look for the light inside. Thank you, beautiful souls, for watching. Blessings, love, and light for you on your soul path. Bye.